Big shout out to today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest way to make a website. Hey, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man. Here at the Cheap Audio Man, we talk about high-value hi-fi, home theater, and headphone equipment. And today, very exciting, 5 systems under $1,000. Each one for a different person. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about 5 awesome systems under $1,000. You know, buying a hi-fi system is not the right of only the elite. Like, listen, we can all buy a system, maybe it doesn't sound great, but having a great system that sounds awesome, that is going to meet 98% of people's needs, should be available to everybody. I know $1,000 sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but not all of these systems have to be purchased at once. You can kind of pick and choose like a menu and build a system over time. One can easily have a system that's under, I don't know, $2,000. Like $1,000 to $2,000, you can have an endgame system for yourself. I know not the most discerning of audiophiles are going to agree with me, and that's fine. But if you can save $1,000, you can get something that is truly incredible and something you can be happy with for the rest of your life, or until you get the itch to upgrade. Squarespace. Oh my goodness. Love Squarespace. You can get your own website up and running in a few hours. They have everything that you possibly need. You can reserve your domain. They have dozens of templates to choose from. You can track your analytics. You can do all sorts of things. Pretty much anything you need to do with a website, you can do with Squarespace. Are you a photographer? Well, quit putting stuff on Instagram. Well, you still should probably put stuff on Instagram, but put stuff on your own website. owlspettingzoophotos.com. Actually, that doesn't sound very good. Maybe it should just be petting zoo photos. Maybe you put together flower arrangements and they're really cool and you share it out on Facebook. Well, why not get your own professional website? Jessica's really cool flowerarrangements.com or .net. or .org. You can choose any of those domains that are available. So go to squarespace.com/cheapaudioman and enter the code cheapaudioman at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase. Not computer savvy? Don't know an HTML from a LOL? LMAO? LMAOFL? I don't know all the acronyms. It doesn't matter if you don't, because they have a whole host. Get it? Host of support videos that will guide you through everything you need to know about email campaigns, about selling stuff, about tracking your analytics. And all of it's done by simply dragging and dropping your own pictures, clicking on a text box, and filling out whatever you want to fill out. So go check out squarespace.com/cheapaudioman to get 10% off your first purchase. So put your flower arrangements online. Start that dog grooming business. 3D print some invertebrates doing this. johnsrocktopus.com. It's super easy. So go to squarespace.com/cheapaudioman and enter the code cheapaudioman at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase. Thank you, Squarespace. This first system we will call the Generalist system. It does a bunch of stuff good. Maybe it doesn't do everything great, but it does everything that you could possibly need. So it's going to include an integrated amplifier with an integrated phono preamp and an integrated DAC. Includes a turntable so that you can use the integrated phono preamp, and of course includes speakers. So with this setup, you can use a digital or coaxial input. So think CD player. Sometimes you can actually take a USB and convert it into an optical. So you could use this on your computer. Or you could add a streamer, because actually we're coming in under budget. So with this system, you'll get a turntable, you'll get a streamer, you'll get an integrated amp, and you'll get a good pair of speakers. So starting it all off is the Yamaha AS301. It is an integrated amplifier. Comes with a remote, comes with an integrated DAC, comes with an integrated phono preamp, has variable loudness, is in a good, nice, clean package from a reputable company that's been around for a long, long time. Now, it sounds to me not as full as I'd like it to sound, but with the variable loudness control, I can get this thing to be bumping and jumping and grinding just the way I like it. So not only with tone controls, but a variable loudness control, one can get this thing to sound a variety. It's a chameleon. You can kind of get it to sound however you want to. So the turntable is going to be the RT81 from Fluence. Right now it's on sale for $200. Normally I would suggest going up to the RT82, but since we're having budget constraints, the RT81 is a great turntable. You can change out the cartridge very easily because it has a removable head shell. It also has a defeatable internal phono preamp. So if you decide to go with a different amplifier, you don't need one that necessarily has an integrated phono preamp. And you can also see, hey, does the integrated phono preamp in the Fluence sound better than the one that's in the Yamaha? Because you can switch them in and out. Turn it off if you don't want to use it. For your streaming needs, of course, it's going to be the Weem Mini Streamer. So you can do Bluetooth, AirPlay, Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect. It also has its own streaming platform, which is quite frankly amazing. So you've got something that can handle all the streaming duties. You got something that can handle your vinyl records. Yummy. You've got an integrated amp that has a remote control that is a traditional size. Takes up a rack, normal size, like 17 inches, 18 inches, whatever it is. But now we need some speakers. Two choices here that I'm going to recommend, and these may be recommended in a lot of different systems. The KEF Q150, that's going to be my warmer option. That's currently on sale for $300. The other option is the Emotiva B1 Plus. That speaker is a lot more detail-centric on top. Has a little bit of a cooler mid-range, so vocals, acoustic guitars aren't going to have quite the weight as they will on the Q150. Either way, you're going to have a killer system for under $1,000. Turntable, streamer, integrated amplifier that's not Chinese, and a high quality pair of speakers from either KEF or from Emotiva. Remarkable. This system is tuberific. Yeah, it's bad. I feel weird saying tuberific. It's not tube bad though. Get it? So the anchor to this system is going to be the Black Ice FX10. That comes in around $650. It includes EL84 power tubes and 12AX signal tubes. So tube rolling can be a lot of fun, and you can do that later on. Now it's fairly low powered at 10 watts. But I was able to drive just about anything, even speakers that had lower efficiencies, down to 87. I used the Wharfdale Denton, and then also Acoustic Energy AE100 Mark IIs. It drove both of those just fine. Now, you may need to get pretty far into the volume control, but that amplifier with 10 watts is still able to drive most things. That amplifier has a little bit of a, dare I say, almost a little bit warmer presentation, and up to this point, it's my favorite tube amp that I've heard. But you're still going to need some other stuff. Now, there's two options with this. Purely digital, you're going to come in under the budget. Or if you want, again, vinyl and digital, you're going to come right in at $1,065 before taxes and cables and stuff like that. Fluence RT81, if you want a turntable, $200. Now, since it has an internal phono preamp, you can plug it right into the back of the FX10 and be listening to your favorite thrift store vinyl pickup in minutes. Those turntables, the Fluence turntables, are easy to set up too. And you can grow with them. You can put a different cart on there. There's adjustable counterweights on there, so a lot of opportunities. You can play 45s on there too. I have dedicated videos to all these products that I'm talking about. So with that, we're coming in at $850. We need speakers. The Sony SSCS5, one of my favorites, is back on sale for $125. So with a turntable, with a tube amp, and those speakers, you're coming in under $1,000. Why not add the Weem Mini Streamer for another $80 or maybe $90? And you come in at a whopping $1,035 to have a fully functioning streamer, a good turntable, and a tube amp, and some of the best speakers that I've heard. It's bananas, right? If you want a different speaker though, maybe something a little bit warmer, I would look at the ELAC BS41s, but those are lower efficiency still, so it's going to take a little bit to get those up and going. You can also look at the Polk XT15s. Those are about the same price when they go on sale. You can also look at the Yamo S803 or sometimes the Polk Signature Elite 15s. The price is going to vary depending upon the speaker and which speaker is on sale. Tube amplifier, vinyl, streamer, speakers, all for around $1,000, under $1,100. It's a great time to be in audio. If If you're all about the power, then this system's for you. It includes the Emotiva A2, which is just a power amp. But it puts out a whopping 160 watts per channel into an 8 ohm load and 250 watts per channel into a 4 ohm load at less than 0.1% total harmonic distortion. Actually, I think it's 0.02%. So you're getting a lot of beefy power, but you need something to drive it that has a variable output. That's why I would recommend the Topping E50 DAC. It comes with a remote control, so you can control the volume through the DAC. Now, you're limited to only digital sources. So you can add a Wii Mini for another $80 or $90, and that puts the whole system around $780, depending upon the price of the Topping E50. It was recently on sale for $200. Probably will still be available for $200 going into the holidays. At this point, we only have $120 for speakers, so again, it's going to be the Sony SSCS5. You're not really going to have tone controls in this system, but you do have variable roll-offs, things like that within the DAC itself. If you want something warmer, I would again look at the ELAC BS41, because with this type of power, you don't have to worry about the efficiency of your speaker because you got plenty on tap. This system gives you the opportunity to build upon it. Since you have a very good dedicated power amp, you can add a dedicated preamp later. But out of the gate for under $1,000, you get a killer DAC with Bluetooth, you get a killer power amp with goobles of power. You get your streamer again, which you can plug right into the Topping E50. Then you get a pair of Sony SSCS5s or the ELAC BS41s. Again, under $1,100. Power, baby. If you're all about the digital, then this system is for you. It is built around the wonderful Generalist Labs J2. That DAC is available for $250 without a USB or $300 with a USB. If you want a wood case, it's going to cost you a bit extra. But we are going to bypass the internal DAC on the Yamaha AS301. We're going to add the Generalist Labs J2. We're going to say it's $300 because we want a USB connection. The Yamaha AS301 is $350, so we're at $650. Now we have $450 for our speakers. I'm going to cheat a little bit though. We're going to add the Emotiva B2 Plus. It's their new 6.5-inch bookshelf speaker, which is simply stunning at $500. So for $1,050, you are getting an integrated amp with a remote control, because the Generalist Labs J2 does not have a remote control. It's a fixed 2-volt or thereabouts output. But you can feed it with a Wii Mini streamer for $80, an old CD or DVD player you have lying around, and a computer. My personal experience is that DAC is on par with the Denafreps Aries 2, the AKM version. They're all good. All the versions are good. I personally prefer the AKM right now because I feel like it has a little bit more bass heft, a little punchier. So I love it. But other patrons that I have shared that, well, one, I'll call him Todd. He's got a Pontus from Denafreps, or it's a high dollar DAC from Denafreps. I think it's $1,800. And he said, while the J2 is not quite as good as the Pontus, he said it is not embarrassed at all. It's so good, in fact, that I gave away my Denafreps Aries 2 to a patron. This DAC is probably the best DAC you can get, probably under $1,500, maybe under $1,000. The J2 hangs with the Denafreps Aries 2, but they have a bit of a different sound signature. You can also add a linear power supply to it. Don't ask me which one, because I don't have it, but about a dozen of my patrons have put the J2 on a linear power supply, and they absolutely love it. So if you're into digital music, this system is killer. If you're all about the bass and you're on a tight budget, then this is the system for you. I call it the bass lover system. So it is built around the very capable Emotiva TA1 integrated amplifier, which includes an integrated phono preamp, an integrated DAC with a USB connection, a subwoofer output that has a high-pass filter. So this opens up a world of possibilities. High-pass filter basically blocks the bass or the lower frequencies from hitting your front speakers. By putting a high-pass filter on your front speakers, they can play it louder with less distortion because they're not trying to handle all that low-frequency information. So we need a subwoofer, obviously. Well, the Klipsch R120SW is on sale right now for $250, regularly priced $700. That's a bit of a stretch at $700, but I can definitely say that that subwoofer is worth $250. So at $850 for the sub and the integrated amplifier, you need to add some speakers. Well, once again, it's going to be the Sony SSCS5s at $125. So that whole system comes in under $1,000 at $979 before you pay taxes and buy cables and all that stuff. So you're still going to need a source, so you can add the Wii Mini, you can use a computer, you can use the integrated Bluetooth that it has, you can hook up a TV to the optical connection. So this could be a very capable, crazy soundbar killer that you can build upon later. Also has an integrated phono preamp, so if you ever want to add a turntable, you certainly can. Killer system. If you want to spend a little bit more, you can look at the B1 Plus from Emotiva. You can look at some Signature Elites from Polk. You can also consider Yamo Concert Series. Heavily discounted. Crazy system. Crazy system. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Maybe comment in the comments about maybe what I missed. But if you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night, we have Patreon-only Zooms. We also have a Patreon-only Facebook group and Discord server. You can also use the links in the description. Those are affiliate links, which means if you click and you buy, I do get a commission, but it doesn't cost you any more. You can also sign up for Amazon Music, Tidal Music, Rune. Links in the description. If you sign up for a trial, even if you quit, I still get a couple of dollars. You can also use the thanks button down by the share button. You can buy me a cup of coffee, but don't feel compelled to buy me anything. So don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu unless it's through maybe your soundbar replacement. Binge listen and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.